Do a walkthrough of Nova Labs, largest makerspace in Northern Virginia, our new space. This is Kelly Smith who's going to take us through. Kelly's one of our entrepreneur members. We're going to tour. It's about a month since the last tour, so we've done a lot of them. Are all the tools online yet?
Most of them. Most of them. There's a smidgen of a few that still haven't got plugged in or unpacked, but if someone needs it, we'll get it set up.
So we have to say a smidgen because there's this one right in the way.
A smidgen, a few.
That's my fault. We moved that to put up our art.
It's a makerspace. There's always a work in progress.
Quick walkthrough of entryway of our front desk.
The entrance with our show and tell currently being cleaned. It does get dusty in here, so items will rotate as people want to show off the things they make.
Errands.
We do have a shop online too, so that apron is actually listed in the Nova Labs shop.
I didn't know you could buy the aprons.
You can even get your name put on it.
Excellent.
So you can buy an apron. There's a couple of different styles. There's also a leather one, and there's also plenty of Nova Labs t-shirts.
Cool.
This is the entranceway, badge in when you walk in, and this is our orange bay. This is where Crafters Cove is located. It also has plenty of cutting tools, leatherworking.
The IT center.
The IT center, printing,
and the
laminating,
electronics.
Cutting, electronics,
and
solder stations.
Kids zone, CNC station. Our donation pillar is almost back online.
Almost.
I don't know if we saw that in the very first video from Old Space, but
office supplies, labels. Kitchen.
It's the mailroom, apparently.
That's gonna change. That is gonna change. But this is our temporary kitchen for now. There are plenty of snacks available, and sodas and water. And we also
we're having the membership meeting tonight too. So sneak through. I want to say hi.
All right, let's turn some lights on. This is 3D printing. More lights. We also have a classroom, conference room back in the back here.
One of my hobbies is hanging up random things at Nova Labs.
Shh,
I feel it's helpful.
No, don't say anything.
We're all up and running in the print cave at least. And this is the nicest room in the space.
This is classroom number 2, conference room number 2, and also maker school. So for the kids stuff, most of the kids stuff happens in here.
We spent hours and hours on this floor, polishing and burnishing it, and getting up at least 10 years of dust. Unfortunately, it's, what, 50 years old?
Yeah, it needs work, but as is most stuff, it'll happen over time.
And back to the shops. Do you want to show off the IC? Do you know which office will be yours? Or?
Yeah, I do.
That's kind of cool.
For now.
They're still under construction. We're still actively building the space, but a lot more tools up and running, so that's kind of cool.
This is the studio. The studio, hello, includes...
Oh, hey man, I haven't seen you in forever. We're doing a walk through the space, so the drones are back in production. Nice. We have like the properly flat table in the corner for resin pours. It's the only flat place in the space.
Only flat place. Completely level.
We're working on it.
Studio is also where you'll find jewelry making. I don't know, everything else.
We have all the glass cutting stuff up and running too.
In there.
And a lot of the leatherworking does happen in here. I know there's some vacuum. I was trying to figure out what this was.
That right there, I believe, is a large oven.
It's an oven.
We have a large oven.
Specifically for the purpose of doing stuff like pre-frag or...
Oh, for composites?
Composites or really, really annoying resin pours. You know how every once in a while you'll mix up resin poorly and it won't cure correctly?
So you can save it with our giant oven?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's good to know.
Get that up and running soon. And we have a lot more pictures hung up. Things that folks have made. Some things that we just thought were cool. The laser lab has all the vents in place. So our lasers are up and running.
Vacuum forming. You have some resin 3D printers over here. I think some of these are for the IC, but I'm not 100% sure which one.
This is the IC shelf. So we have some very high temperature printing, the Pulse XE. And these are all the resin machines. We have our Form 3 up and happy too. Always expanding. Oh, and our fiber laser, which is another IC tool. They're not cordoned off right now, but they will be in the next full build, I think.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
Robotics season is in full swing, so the robotics team is working in this area. We called it out in the previous ones, but now they actually have stuff going.
Eventually this ramp will be torn down and these will be offices, but it'll be a while. And the main entrance to the IC will be here.
A glorious door like with a nice entryway.
Area.
We hung the boat up because...
Because you have to, obviously.
I mean, It's a little hard to walk around it.
So this will be a sort of common work area at some point.
Sort of shared desk kind of.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, things, shipping supplies and things like that.
So the IC is the Innovation Center, so entrepreneurs can rent space at Nova Labs.
If this turns on, I know it's a motion sensor, but there it is.
Okay, good. But this is obviously under construction, but each one of these will be an office for an individual business to rent, to kit out as they see fit. It's kind of cool, you can see all the electrical lines and all that, but...
Eventually there's going to be a door here that goes down to what will be the kitchen area eventually.
So
I
if you look through that wall, that's the maker classroom that we were in earlier.
It's actually the server room.
Server room first?
And then, like, the bathrooms.
Okay.
The bathrooms are right there.
Oh, right, the bathrooms are on our way too.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning a major remodel, but first off is get some stuff working.
Yeah.
But
So for now, this will be my office over here at some point, and I...
Do you have plans on where the desk is going, and is that going to be like a hobbit door back there?
So I specifically chose this office because I want water supply, because I do indoor hydroponics and agricultural type stuff. I like to grow plants. And so at some point I might be able to tap in and get some water. And so I picked that spot for that purpose. And I also will be taking another office as well. So my plants and my workshop are in 2 different offices, but I was going to take this one so they were across from each other, but those servers are going to be here for a little while, so...
A lot of our IT... There's a tiny IT room that we kind of skipped over, but it's not really sufficient for our needs.
Yeah, so when they get all that stuff rebuilt, maybe I'll take that office. But that's going to be a little while, so I'll probably have a workshop in one of the other offices, and then this will be my main...
Yeah. Nova Labs IT.
Product development.
This is Office 8.
Office 8.
Theoretically.
It's supposed to be that one.
I think it's the next door. They will be numbered, and we're going to have doors, and we'll finish the walls. But for now,
as they get done, and I'm sure there are permits in the
compared to, before when this was one giant empty room, this was their sort of storage room for things that were to be shipped.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's right by the loading dock.
Big difference, dramatic difference. And supposedly these are going to be done in April. So anyone that's like thinking of getting an office and setting up shop and getting started in here, April.
Wish I knew how many were still available, but we have a lot of folks interested, and on the dock it's all rent.
I think half of them are still.
Half still going? Okay.
Or like someone's already like put down, claimed an office, so to speak.
We remember this was a great view of the shops, but now there's a wall there. So this will be more IC area and workroom, more of a clean area, until that wall will become the dirty parts of the shop.
Right.
So robotics.
Robotics.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
We're getting ready for competition on Sunday. We'll have a lot more people here shortly.
Robot is looking pretty good. So that guy can throw balls through this hoop. Our ceiling's a little not quite high enough.
Yep, it can aim at that hoop on its own and throw the balls in it. It can find the balls on the field and collect them on its own. And it can start climbing that set of monkey bars.
So this is the climbing zone. So they see the arms on top. So they can climb this. I have not seen this part work, but I've seen the ball throwing, and it's pretty epic. And this is the FRC versus FTC. This is FT, and that's FR. My daughter is in the FLL, the Lego League, so
There's another one.
we'll get here eventually.
Totally different one.
So this is going to be the shop's entrance, and we have drywall. We have most of the walls actually plywood, so we can mount things easily.
So this is mixed media. This is the all. You can actually cut a piece of plastic in here, which you cannot do in the other one.
So a lot of resin finishing and a lot of just composites work gets done in this smaller shop, because then when you go to the wood shop is for
Wood only.
just wood.
I think that, and they don't even, and there's certain types of wood. I haven't done wood shop stuff yet.
The only thing we don't like is the treated lumber, because
Treated lumber. That's
the
it.
fumes are pretty awful. But our lathe corner, we always had a bunch of lathe classes. The tools are up.
How organized that is.
They're doing a really, and this is constantly being reorganized. I think all the tools have power, but you see our empty closet here is going to be the dust collection system. Clearly a work in progress, but all the parts are in. are you guys building? Ooh, I think these are going to be like a small brick road.
It's a stair.
Small
You got
staircase.
it cooked, correct.
We got to find the right perspective. Are these all glued up yet, or?
Yeah, they're just contextual. Yeah, I know. Cheese board.
Cheese boards. I thought this was the wood shop, not the cheese shop.
Cheesy.
Yeah, well, we are all cheesy when it comes right down.
But one of the main classes, or one of the biggest, more popular classes, is cutting boards.
Yeah.
Did you actually take the class?
No,
What? You gonna teach the class?
no. I saw of the class and decided to.
But we have one of our brand new tools, the Powermatic.
Man, just make one.
I made
Do not use without sign off. Always good.
Yeah.
Are you going to use this guy to,
No, I can't.
Why
do
not?
this.
The wood choice is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
but upgrade from our older planer? We got,
For the new one.
well, it's right here, 2 saw stops, so we can actually have a lot more people making at the same time. That's the biggest thing of our old wood shop. You could only have about 4 or 5 people in it.
Yeah.
Now we can have, I don't even know,
Well,
a dozen at various stages of.
space everything out enough that you can have a couple people here, a couple people there, taking turns and everything else, and having fun.
Yeah.
Making sawdust, as we say.
Making sawdust.
We put up a nice wall to keep the sawdust in the wood shop.
Are you on audio or?
We're gonna sneak away from the work.
Away.
No worries. Gonna do some audio editing to try and pull stuff out, but it's not gonna be great quality because it's just too hard in the shops. This is our giant dust collection motor. And I love the cyclone, filters, and just a giant pile of piping already. It's in the works. Metal shop is also up. So do you do anything in the metal shop?
I haven't yet, but I do plan to make my own aluminum molds.
So like you'd be using the Enco as our low-end mill, but new to Nova Labs 3 is the Index, and finally we have a Bridgeport. I like to point, this is a completely rebuilt machine, so the ways are actually flat. This little pattern is there to hold the oil in.
Nice.
And I feel like I shouldn't touch it. But so, improved training.
Matsura.
Giant Matsura made the move. I like to point out how angly the bottom is. So the Matsura is level. The floor is pretty far from level. We can sneak back to the blacksmith shop. We can see we're completely sealed off from our neighbors, the t-shirt manufacturer, which is nice. The walls will be closed up once we get everything inspected. There'll be a little more dust and then we'll start lowering the dust quality in earnest. This is the Kinetic Sculpture. Since I know it doesn't look like a lot, but eventually.
It's gonna win awards.
As long as it doesn't run anybody over, we'll be all right. But we're going to enter the Baltimore Kinetic Sculpture race, even though we only had basically, like, what, 2.5 months to build after the move. But it's like
May 7th, May 10th,
May 7th.
May 7th is the race.
Saturday, May 7th, up in Baltimore. It's a great event. If you're around, you should come check it out. Well, this will have 3 riders, hopefully a lot more art and decoration. We'll get there. Steering, does the steering work? Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, that was like a pile of parts a week ago. That's pretty impressive.
At least the front of that was seasoning in my yard for a good month beforehand, too. Every time we fix that door, it slams harder. I think we should probably just replace it.
If you haven't taken Blacksmith 101, I highly recommend it. I already want like a few more S-hooks.
But we have all the forges in. I know they're planning to put some ventilation in the ceiling so we could actually forge with the garage door closed, but so far, kind of have to...
Open the door, wheel the anvils out.
Oh, the coal forge is on wheels? I was thinking the coal forge should be closer to the door, but...
Yeah, it's on wheels at home. I love all the storage in the wall.
They've all been rebuilt and re-leveled since Nova Labs 2.0. And all the anvils are back in. Put a chain around this one so it wouldn't get stolen.
That's a problem.
I have not seen that. I'm assuming that was for a hoist.
I was gonna say, someone really has to want an anvil to go through that much trouble.
This guy is just massive. So I feel like I might be able to lift him, but I'd rather not try. Yeah. Noble Labs 3.0, we have a member meeting starting up soon, so we're going to go up, check it out. Good. How soon do you think you're going to be moving into the space? You got...
Literally the day they give me keys. As soon as
So-
I have keys, I have my stuff in storage, just waiting to move in. I'm really excited to get started. Like, the partnerships available with the community the size of Noble Labs is just unlimited.
I mean, we are open for making and constantly bringing more tools online. So,
If we don't have it, I'd be surprised.
how long do you think it'll take for we to get glass blowing in?
It's just gonna be like the ventilation is really all it's meant. Once the ventilation is in, I actually need it for my office too, so it's in the
So-
works.
Worth pointing out is when we started 2.0, we did not have any blacksmith shop. We had a lot of interested people. And then we brought in a forge, we brought in the standing vise, and built out a pretty good shop.
It's very well attended too. It's a great community.
I can't wait for that sink to be melted away. I know it's a very temporary install, but
Well,
it
there's
does
a lot
function.
of temporary stuff in here, and wash stations are one of them. That's one of the things that has to be like upgraded. Sinks and drains.
Yeah. No Labs 3.0, come check us out. Fairfax, Virginia. Happy making.